you mentioned it earlier, and that's the whole balance of being a student athlete. And I think
Yeah.
so many South African athletes that are quite young would love to go to the United States and
Yeah.
explore that option. Tell us a little bit about the university that you went to, and also finding that balance between your studies and playing
Uh,
golf at an elite level.
yeah, totally. So, first things first, Purdue University is quite a big university. So lots going on, big campus. So that was very unusual for me, but I got used to it, and it was nice, and it's such a big sports school that I also love that. I love like the challenge and the community that Purdue kind of offered me. Um, so I quickly had to learn also how to time manage myself, and that was very hard. So, but sometimes the girls on my team, we all helped each other. We all sort of like kind of guided each other, especially the girls that were a little bit older than me. So you learn that as well, and you need people to help you with it. You need a mentor. You need somebody to show you a little bit what's going on, so that in your last couple of years that you can excel and do it for the younger girls coming in. But it was tough because it was also a school where we had snow, 3 months out the year. So we had to learn how to do indoor practicing, which was like very unusual. So but all that stuff I had to learn. And you know what? I told myself, if I enjoy doing this, if I enjoy the process, enjoy things, because sometimes when we did have winter and it was snowing outside, maybe I got my fitness going. Maybe I, paid more attention to my studies. So you sort of break it down, and you're able to make this whole thing work by just breaking it down and being able to focus on certain things at a certain time of the year. And you'll be surprised how that works its way into golf, and how you can be successful that way. You don't always have to play golf all year round in that sense, but it teaches you a bunch of other things about who you are and what you're capable of, and how you can just manage yourself.
Allow me to
Yeah.
take you back to 2016. Now, quite a special year for you. Of
Yeah.
course, that's the year that we saw the Rio Olympic Games, and that's when you also made your debut at the Olympic Games. Tell us a little bit about that experience. Of course, you finished in a tie for 16th, but I
Yeah.
mean, that experience of playing at the Olympic Games, that must have been amazing.
Oh my gosh, it's really best time of my life, because you walk into the villages and stuff, and you just see everybody's like so amazing. Everybody's in shape. Everybody's like the master at their sport, and how competitive everybody is, and yet how nice everybody was, and how interested everybody was in each other's sport. It was such a good community, and best experience I've definitely had, and I would love to do it again. But also just be able to represent your country is such an honor. It's like two of us girls are there representing the golf for South Africa. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's talk about the Olympic Games and continue that conversation to the Olympic Games that we saw
Yep.
last year, that of course being the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that false positive hindered you from going to the Tokyo Olympic Games. Tell us a little bit about how you
Yeah.
managed to deal with the feelings and the emotions of not being able to play at the Tokyo Olympic Games.
You know what? It was such a funny situation, because at first I wasn't one of the two girls that got in, like a couple months before, and a couple of the girls had withdrawn, and then Ashley withdrew, and Leanne withdrew. I forgot who withdrew first, and then I sort of came in like a little bit last minute, which I was very happy about. And so I got in, and I was sort of doing all my paperwork and things like that, and I was at the EVN Championship in France. And then all of a sudden, we have to do like a beginning test, and then you have to do like a exit test. And that exit test was one of my tests to get into Tokyo, right? Beginning test was perfectly fine, negative. So I got to my ending test on Saturday, and it came back positive the next morning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. So it sort of shocked me, because I had to withdraw from the EVN as well, because the French government was pretty strict at the time with COVID rules. And then it had to withdraw from Olympics. And me just gotten in a week before or 2 weeks before, I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, I'm really not meant to go to the Olympics. Like this is crazy. And I was devastated. I just couldn't believe it. And then being withdrawn from my LPGA event too. So just kind of both packing up on me. It was tough, but I told myself, you know what? I'll just have to move on. Let's not hang our head. and I had a good couple tournaments after that. So I put my energy into the right way, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Now, you talk about putting your energy into the right areas and, of course, focusing on what you could control. Now,
Yeah.
we all saw your maiden victory on the Sunshine Ladies Tour as well. And, of course, that was the SuperSport Ladies Challenge. Tell us about how special this victory was for you on South African soil.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I really want to go play in South Africa, and I have 6 weeks off. Let me go do it. There's a couple tournaments I could play, especially playing in Sun City. Love Sun City. And I practiced a lot before I head there, and I knew I was going to see family, so I know I was going to be overwhelmed with that. So it's going to be all good vibes. Everything's going to work out fine. And then went to Sun City, and first couple practice rounds, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this golf course, because I've only played the other one. I've not played the Gary Player one. And I was like, ooh, okay, this is cool. I love it. I seeing my shots. I was like, okay. And you know what? And it was so good that the mood was right, the atmosphere was right. The first time stepping on the soil there, I was like, okay, this is going to be a good day, or good week. I'm sorry. And yeah, and just winning in South Africa for the first time there was really special, and just showing that I could do it. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. Golf is golf. Just, you got to hit the ball. You got to find it, and it doesn't matter how good the tournament is, or where the tournament is. It's golf is golf, and that's what I do. And I'm glad I won in South Africa, and especially around my family as well.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. Let's talk a little bit about what lies ahead in 2022 for yourself. What are some of your personal goals, both on and off the course?
Yeah, so definitely one of my goals is also to win on the LPGA. I had a good year last year. I got I think 1 or 2 top tens, but definitely a lot more top tens. But I want to make sure I take one tournament at a time. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, because that's one of my things, one of my bad habits I usually do, kind of think ahead and not be able to go through my routine. And so I have little daily goals, and then that works into weekly goals. But definitely my end goal is to win on the LPGA this year. And then off the golf course, I'm really working on my mental game as well off the golf course, so that I can prepare better for the tournaments. But I want to make sure to have a stable gym routine at tournaments. Sometimes that's very hard because of how tired we are in the traveling. So I really want to do that. I want to make sure that I stay mentally, ready, excuse me, and not be so exhausted, and just take some me time when I am at tournaments, and be able to enjoy it. And definitely I just want to be a better person in general. And I enjoy doing charity events. I enjoy giving back my time, so just going to continue doing that.
Oh, absolutely beautiful. You're locked onto the Sport MVT Insider, a podcast for unrelenting coverage of women in sport. I absolutely love diving deeper into the journeys of our athletes, coaches, and administrators to get to know them a little bit better than we do. Coming up this Wednesday is an interesting round of quick fire questions, a great opportunity for some good laughs and some great banter. Keep it locked onto Sport MVT, where we celebrate our women in sport.